back, rivals. This is Xonia, and you are in the zone. Today I'm going to show you how to use your XP reserve to level cards on the new site without throwing your computer or phone out your second story window. The new site has caused a lot of people a lot of trouble, and one of the bigger things has been leveling cards using your XP reserve. So I'm going to do my best to keep this video short too, so it's more accessible for everyone. The biggest issue with using the XP reserve now is that your collection page refreshes after every single time you give a card XP. So let's go ahead and get our collection loading. So for example, after every star level, a card in your collection gains. If you're leveling a 5-star from 2 to 5, that means that it's going to refresh 3 times. And each refresh means that you're going to have to wait for your collection to reload, then you need to go and find the card again, then add the XP, and repeat the process over and over again. At my current level of 84, I've got right around 27,000 XP that I can store, as you can see right here by this purple bar. And my reserve XP bar fills pretty quickly since I log in daily. I'm a 4 Chevron contributor to my guild, and my guild has maxed out their daily XP reserve bonus, giving me at least 5% bonus every single day. In fact, I haven't added mine for today yet, so I'm going to go ahead and click play, open in a new tab. Please notice right now that I've got 12,000. Right upon logging in, I should immediately receive 5% of 27,000 is going to be about 1,300. Oh, excellent. Looks like they've added a new button on the shop. Oh, I hadn't even seen that yet. Anyway, so now that I've logged in, if I go ahead and X out and hit refresh, I'm guessing I should be up to about 13,800. So, this gives me a lot of XP that I need to use, and I also have a pretty massive collection, so I understand well the issues with the new collection page. Whenever I try to level my cards, it's a major pain, and I almost decided to stop leveling them until I figured out a halfway decent way to make it tolerable. Let me go ahead and share that with you today. As I've said in some of my other tutorial videos for the new site that I'm making today, the biggest key will be using the filters that UR has given us. Your collection is basically a giant database of cards, and without filters, you're asking UR to reload your entire collection. So if you filter your cards, a refresh will only reload the cards that you've filtered out. And each refresh will also keep your previous filter, as long as you still have cards that meet the filter's requirements. This means that one of the best ways to level your cards will require you to also open something like Notepad. So I'm going to go ahead and click Notepad. Well, let's go ahead and put it in the corner here. Let's go ahead and go into our collection and find the cards that we want to level. This may be the most difficult part, honestly, if you don't know or you can't remember what you're trying to level right now. In such a case, I recommend filtering by clan and then searching that way. So for me, I already know from one of my earlier videos, my Vortex video, that there are a few cards in Vortex that I haven't quite leveled yet. So I'm going to click on Vortex, and then I'm going to go ahead and say best copy only. You can do this in any number of ways that you'd like to. But since I know this way is going to work, and that my results will come up on the first page, there's no problem here. We have Seablade, Sea Dusk, and Chrysalis. All of these are cards which I have not yet leveled. So, I'm going to go in here to Notepad, and I'm going to type in Seablade, Sea Dusk, not Sea Wing, sorry, Sea Dusk, and gotta make sure I spell this one right, because the Y is the second one, not the first one. Chrysalis. Okay, Seablade, Sea Dusk, and Chrysalis. Once you find the cards that you want to level, you need to write their names down in Notepad, Word, or whatever you have handy, perhaps. If you're really good at remembering, then you don't need Notepad, but I'm just using this as an example because sometimes it's hard for me to remember. Anyway, once you have a few names, not just one, or this will take forever, filter your cards by their name. So in order to do that, right here under Search, why don't we go ahead and go with Seablade. So I'm going to go ahead and search by this, and I'm going to go from best copy only to all. Notice that the results were actually quite fast for this. Anyway, now I want to go ahead and level my card, and because I like the visuals, and this is the reason I'm trying to get one of every card at every level, I'm going to go ahead and do it in the card view mode. So I'm going to go ahead and go down here and click XP, and I'm going to go ahead and give it to Seablade. Now, When you level your card, it's going to auto-refresh, and the database will only need to reload a small number of cards. Here, for me, only 5. Then you can use your XP reserve much faster. Notice, I've used my XP reserve, I got the answer, and I'm already back where I was before. I can go ahead and click on the next Seablade if I want to, and decide to go ahead and give him some XP. Instead of waiting for my entire collection to refresh, I only have to wait a few seconds. This should greatly reduce the amount of time it takes you to use your XP bar, or at least reduce the amount of time needed if you're leveling a single card from, say, level 1 to 4 or 2 to 5. So let's go ahead and look at Sea Dusk next. Not CB Dusk. I only have 2 Sea Dusk. But if I need to level Sea Dusk from 1 to 4, even if I only have it on Vortex, it's going to mean that it has to reload the entire Vortex clan, which is going to be a real pain. So instead, if we only have these 2, and I just need to Sea Dusk from 1 to 4... Oh, wow. That looks really cool. And finally. And as you can see, I've already leveled Sea Dusk from 1 to 4, which is almost the same amount of time it would have taken on the old site as well. The main difference being that you can only see the Sea Dusk cards instead of having everything visual at the moment. Everything from the clan able to be seen. The key is going to be cutting down the number of cards shown after the forced page refresh, because it will save you a lot of time and trouble if you just use your filters well. Thus far, this is the fastest way that I've found to use my reserve XP bar, and I'd be willing to bet that there are maybe some faster ways too. So, if you found a better way, please leave a comment down below and help me out and all of the rest of us out, rivals. Well, that's all for my card leveling tutorial for today. I hope you feel a little more comfortable with using your reserve XP on the new site. If you liked this video, then don't forget to like and share it, and leave a comment down below if you thought this was helpful, or if there's anything you think I forgot, left out. And don't forget to subscribe for more of my Urban Rivals videos. This is Xonia, and you've been in the zone.